All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get right into this.
Who? Okay, you guys, Candace Owens tweets this just a couple days ago stating there is a 9/11 style attack coming the second week of December, and she may be onto something. Now, I found a couple things, starting with this, an ex-user by the name of Tally Hall Album who predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I quote, "It'd be funny if someone like Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, laughing my ass off, and they posted that on September 3rd. How?" Then, 10 days later, they tweet this, Donald Trump, December 14th, in which would be the second week of December. Now, if something were to happen to Donald Trump like this, it would be just as big as 9/11, if not even bigger. Now, it's also to note, I actually saw these tweets myself around that time. Then this account gets deactivated, and now it's reactivated, but now the tweets are gone. Now, Candace is echoing the same warnings as Sarah Adams, a former CIA officer, in which she's been on many podcasts and platforms now stating that America is completely compromised and this is bound to happen. But it gets even weirder. Okay, you guys remember this psychic, Brandon Biggs, who predicted Donald Trump's assassination to a T? Yeah, he also predicts a major financial crash.
It'd be a great economy crash. I saw they had a great economy plan, a crash, worse than the Great Depression. And the Lord warned me about this.
Could it be that a 9/11 style event trigger a financial crash? Because that's not out of the question. And nothing's off the table at this point because we've already seen an Afghan national shoot 2 National Guards, unaliving one who actually had history and worked with the CIA themselves. Did anybody have this on their bingo card yet? Now, she also said, this will age well, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But my motto is, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Make sure you guys get in my Telegram to stay up to date. Also, my YouTube, Maverick Approach. But what do you guys think Candace knows? Let me know below. Okay, you guys.
So this is actually quite interesting right here because what happened is we're now being told that a 9/11 style attack may happen in the second week of December. Now, of course, we know that when it comes to dates and stuff, we pay attention to them, but we take it with a grain of salt because sometimes what'll happen is Esau will throw many false flags and you'll think something's going to happen and it's just a quiet day, right? But it's interesting with this because, for one, it was on November 27th, 2025 that Candace has said that there would be a 9/11 style attack in the second week of December. Now, I'm not sure how she got that info, right? But she says, save this tweet, it will age well. And then you also have this guy who predicted the Charlie Kirk assassination. And apparently 10 days later, in the same month of September, he said Donald Trump December 14th. So we know that something big can happen. Now remember, 2025 is supposed to be a big year. If you've seen through all those movies and on that government website, I believe it's called Diego, there was supposed to be a mass world depopulation, right? And so far, 2025 has been mostly quiet, I believe. Now, of course, yes, Trump, you do have World War III gearing up. You do have gold and silver shooting through the roof like crazy. But basically, 2025 seemed like a build-up year. Now, I'm going to say this. It says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, that sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travel upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? So the next Black Swan event is going to be worse than a 9/11 style attack, because this next event, whether it's on December 14th or on another day, will issue the sudden destruction, will issue the final phases of this kingdom, right? Where it will put people in a desperate situation to accept a CBDC, or also known as the CHIP, right? Because we know Esau Edom has been talking so much about a digital ID. Now, here's the thing. with this digital ID coming on and everyone on board, we also have been hearing about another pandemic, right? And we don't know where this is all supposed to take place. So we have a financial crash that's supposed to apparently take place, a pandemic, right? And now there's supposed to be something happening on the second week of December, right? Now I'm going to get out the scripture here, right? It says, Slovakia. All right. This good right here. So it says, Thy watchman shall lift up the voice, Isaiah chapter 52, verse 8. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring again Zion. Right. So when the Lord, right, brings again Israel into their land, right, when we once again become known as a true chosen of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So what we're, instead of the, small hats lying and thinking they're the ones and they're not. So the thing is, as watchmen, we're watching all these events. We're watching day by day. We're watching constantly other news. Constantly we're updating, because that next event that could happen could be the one that sets us off and pushes us full force right into the end time prophecies, which could be the CHIP. But right now we have the digital ID, right? And we don't know how things are going to go to where they get from digital ID to the CHIP. But a financial crash very well could get us into that situation or into the scenario where the CHIP is involved. So, let's see. It says in Matthew chapter 24, verse 38, For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Right. So even though you have this news from Candace Owens, even though you have this news from that one anonymous guy, and even though you have that news from that guy who they call a psychic, right? People will look at that and ignore it and go about their day. And then when it happens, they'll act all surprised as if they weren't warned months ago, years ago, right? So that's the thing. People are going to be, so even though people see that tweet, people are still going to go back into their ways. They're still going to go back into their slumber. And we know that salvation is only for Israel, right? So you're still going to have a lot of Jake basically saying they don't care. And even though you may have this tweet be revealed about December 14th, which we don't know what's going to happen, right? The thing is, people think that just because we know what that there's going to be a supposed event on December 14th, that everyone is going to, that the elites are going to take back their plans on December 14th, but that might not be the case. We have something called revelation of the method, right? Where they reveal what they're going to do, and then they're going to do it. So we'll see. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Just make sure you have, of course, we're not doomsday preppers, but just, have stuff on you, brethren. So all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Remember, our protection is in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, not in the carnal world of these things. So I hope this lesson edifying to the hopeful elect and the elect 144,000 at Shalom.